Let's talk about the Atlanta Falcons. Look, this is a team that a lot of people are sleeping on. Obviously, this is a really talented team. They underperformed last season, due in large part to two factors: poor coaching, that's been addressed, and poor quarterback play. That's also been addressed this offseason. But it was more than just those two areas, right? This was a team that made a lot of great moves this offseason to address some other potential weakness areas, and they have fallen under the radar. But there's one guy in particular, one new Atlanta Falcon, that is really impressing the new coaching staff, who's set to have a huge year for this Falcons team in 2024. And that is none other than new wide receiver Darnell Mooney. Let's get into this news, then we can talk about it more on the other side. This is courtesy of Falcons Report. New offensive coordinator Zach Robinson must be chomping at the bit to utilize the former Chicago Bear, Mooney, in the team's new offense. What we love about him is he's versatile. It's very key. He can play outside, he can play inside, Fontenot said. He's a speed element. You can get him the ball quick, he can run. Highly competitive young man, Moore said. He fired me up with the opportunity to go out and get him. When you see the guy be able to stand up there at the X position, talking about out wide there, and probably be an elite separator for you, win some of the one-on-one matchups, some of the 50-50 downs that he turns the other way for you, really fires me up. Having an opportunity to do that with him. Head coach Raheem Morris is obviously fired up for his arrival, and Falcons fans, you guys should be too. Look, this is a Falcons team on offense that's loaded with playmakers, and it's very clear that they've got another one to add into the fold, and a versatile one at that, with Darnell Mooney. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this, but first, Falcons fans, in the comment section below, we're talking Mooney, talking wide receivers, so give us your favorite wide receiver in Atlanta Falcons history and put them in the comment section below. There's obviously one guy who may be at the top of the list, but there's been a lot of really good wide receivers throughout the Falcons' history that may supplant and go to the top of your list. Let's hear it, though, in the comment section. And while you're down there, if you always wanted to be the smartest person in the comment section below, and we all want to be the smartest person in the comment section, make sure you check out the description box for a list of our recommended NFL reading. Get to use some summer reading, learn more about the game. A lot of great books in there, so that way you too can be the smartest person in the comment section below. Make sure you check it out. But Miles, I'll throw it over to you now. What are your thoughts on Mooney, the Falcons, and everything going on with this new offense?
Yeah, Nick, I think Mooney is going to do a lot more than people think that he will for this Falcons team, not just for himself, but as a whole. Because when you bring in a guy like Darnell Mooney, I think he unlocks a lot of things, in particular, just because you've got your traditional stars on this Falcons team. Think of Drake London, you think of Kyle Pitts, you think of Bijan Robinson. These are guys who we know are going to be really good players. And you think adding Mooney into here could potentially take snaps away from them, to potentially take big play potential away from a lot of these guys if he's sucking up some of those snaps. But I think it's the opposite. I think he's going to add some big time, big plays to these guys just because of the way that he's able to do things. He's not a guy where, Drake London is out there, and for Mooney to come in, he needs to take Drake London's spot so Drake London comes off the field. Mooney's an addition to all of these players. Mooney's a guy who fits into these offenses and does it wherever he can. He can play in the slot. He can play out wide. He can be a speed guy and take the top off the defense. He can be, a go over the middle 50-50 ball type of guy. He can go from the backfield if you need him to. This is a guy that you can do pretty much whatever you want with him. And I think the Bears, he was severely underutilized, obviously, much like the situation the Falcons had last year. Poor quarterback play, poor offensive coordinator. I think both of them have found a marriage where each of them are going to get significantly better from the addition of Mooney to the Falcons, but the Falcons of getting Mooney as well. I think it's going to be big time for the Falcons, and I'm looking for everyone on this offense to have a huge season because of it.
You hit on something really important there, and the article does as well. Talking about Mooney's versatility, he can line up anywhere and do virtually anything, and that's going to unlock the other talented players, namely Bijan Robinson. He's a great player. Everybody understands that. But as a running back, defenses can really counteract him by essentially stacking the box, right? You just load up the box with 8 guys. Doesn't matter how good of a runner you are, you're not going to get a lot of opportunity. You're not going to get a lot of production there. But the one way you can force teams out of that is with a balanced 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 running back personnel grouping called 11 personnel for the 1 running back and 1 tight end. The Falcons, unfortunately, for whatever reason, only ran that personnel grouping 15.5% of the time last year. That was dead last in the National Football League. Robinson, new OC coming over from the Los Angeles Rams, they use that personnel grouping 93.1% of the time. That by itself, just by changing the personnel grouping, will allow Bijan Robinson to be much more productive because with 3 quality wide receivers, teams can't stack the box. And that's where Darnell Mooney's versatility comes in because he can line up anywhere, whether it's a slot, whether it's outside. The Falcons can do a bunch of different things with their wide receiver packages. If London's tired, if Hodge has to step in, if there's an injury, if Rondale Morris is doing well in the slot or he's doing well outside, and you're worried about, hey, how can I get all the good players on the field at that one time? Mooney's versatility will allow you to stay in a 3 wide receiver package because if you want 2 slot-ish kind of guys on the field, you can have Mooney go outside. If you want 2 traditional outside guys on the field at one time, Mooney can slide to the slot, right? That versatility allows you to stay in that critical 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end, 3 wide receiver package, which lets guys like Bijan Robinson have an incredible amount of success. There's a reason the Rams and Sean McVay are so good at running the football and have been for such a long time, on top of being very good throwing as well. It's because they know how to keep defenses off balance using the correct personnel groupings to beat what they're trying to do, mainly using the 11 personnel grouping. That's why they use it 93% of the time. They're not dumb people in Los Angeles, right? They've proven it time and time again. The Falcons are now going to be able to take advantage of that intelligence, that brain drain by bringing Robinson into the fold, and everyone should benefit because of it. Whether it's London, whether it's Pitts, especially Bijan Robinson, and it's all thanks to Darnell Mooney's versatility, allowing the Falcons to stay in that 11 personnel package.